and welcome to another video. I've got the car filled with the kids and I'm going to head off to the racetrack for an hour or so, watch some drifting and see what's going on there. Unfortunately, I'm not able to drive my drift car today, but it will be good to see some of my friends and watch some of the drifting. I'm also going to be sharing with you some really cool news as well as negative news that has come out with some of the China FUD. And for those of you who've been following me since 2017, you will know that China FUD is a bit of an LOL because it happened so much September 2017, right before the bull run. As well as I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of whale pressure, or whale selling pressure I should say, that has been noticed, and yeah, a couple other things that could have potentially had negative effects on the price this last week. But I believe that the price is still quite stable and doing quite well, and it's very healthy that we've seen a bit of a sell-off. So stay tuned, and this is going to be a little bit of a different vlog, taking you to the racetrack, showing you some drifting, and then teaching you some more about crypto. So stay tuned. So just stepped out of the track for a few minutes, get out of the house for the weekend. Got the wet pan behind us, got Xavier down here. Hi Xavier. Hi. And yeah, there's a bit of drifting happening today. So I'll throw some clips in now and have a look. Oh, rev boys. Yeah! So let's jump into the news. So it's been a few days since I've done a bit of a news update, and as you can see, price of BTC has been kind of stable. It's been going up and down, $200-300, but it's been hovering around the $19,000 mark until today, when it's dropped down to the $18,000 mark, which in the grand scheme of things is not a huge amount of pullback, but it's pretty healthy all the same. So why has that happened? What is actually the reasoning behind it? Well, there's a couple of different theories that I have. And for those of you who have been following me for many years now, you'll know that in 2017, September, the China FUD was just ridiculous. Like, there was so much bad news coming out. It would literally go one week to another. It would be China's banning crypto. The next week, it had unbanned crypto. The week after, it had banned crypto again. And it would just keep doing that for about 3 or 4 weeks straight. And the price of the whole market would literally just drop 20-30%, and then it'd go back up, and then it'd drop. And I made a fair bit of money by just trading that back and forth back then. So it's very common for China to make these type of statements. But in this situation, it's actually not as bad as it seems. It's just one of the exchanges in Hong Kong has had the CEO arrested, and it's based on some Chinese scheme or scam around SIM card swapping. So nothing too major. Another bit of news is France is imposing mandatory KYC rules for all crypto transactions, which good luck to that. it's going to be very difficult for every single transaction to be KYC'd, whether you are buying a coffee or transacting on the dark web, doing something illegal, or simply just trading or buying and selling cryptocurrency. It's very, very difficult. It's kind of the same as saying anyone that uses money, we have to have KYC. KYC being know your customer, which is something that could be very well possible, but policing something like that is going to be next to impossible. So good luck, friends. Good luck on that one. Then we had, and this has been happening for a number of different years as settlements have been happening. Mt. Gox was an exchange back in, I think, 2015 or even earlier. I remember using it in like 2013, 2014. And they since went bankrupt, and a lot of BTC went missing. And there's belief that half the market thinks that the founder went and stole all this money, even though he's still around and is very public about not being completely rich and wealthy from it all. He's struggling himself. So it's been in court in Japan for many, many years now because the exchange was based out of Japan. And they seem to have finally come to the end where they're ready to actually distribute funds and have the settlement go to all the people that have been affected by it. So there's something like 140,000 BTC that's going to be distributed. And this is kind of a bearish alert because it makes people feel like there's a lot of money that could potentially go back onto exchanges to be sold, bringing prices down and hurting everything as a whole. The next bit of interesting news is Citibank has downgraded MicroStrategy from a buy order to a sell order. And I find this really interesting because MicroStrategy is a company that I've been talking about a fair bit in the last few videos, where they're buying a lot of BTC and adding to their treasury. And if you look at the history of their share price, which I'll put on the screen right now, you can see that since they have bought BTC, the price of their stock has gone up quite significantly, which could be a good opportunity for Citibank to be taking profits, locking some of that value into real profits rather than just sitting there as paper profit. That may be their strategy, but overall, it's an interesting release to see that they're doing that there. So, looking at CryptoQuant, there's quite a lot of price moves. I'll put some stuff up on the screen right now. So looking here, there's definitely a lot of selling that's happening there's a lot of money moving to exchanges. The whales are moving a lot of money to exchanges ready to sell, and as well as miners are moving a lot of money to exchanges. So you can see the whales are selling, the whales are locking in prices, are looking in profit. The next one you see is the whale ratio on spot exchanges, again going up, which makes sense. Whales and miners are trying to lock in profits. The next thing I found very interesting is that for a decent amount of time now, 13 out of the 15 exchanges globally are majority shorts on Bitcoin, which I see as a bullish indicator. You can see this by going to bybit.com, and you can see that the majority of these positions that people have are short. So the next bit of news is released by Fred, which is keeps track of the money stock in the United States. And it's a shocking number to start to see the amount of money that's printed this year for coronavirus stimulus. And you're looking here on the screen, I'll put an image here, that in just 10 months of this year, there's been over 35% increase in money supply. There's been more in the last 10 months than the last 4 years combined printed, which is just absolutely crazy. And when you start to think about this, you start to think about where the governments are globally and where we're going to go through to get out of this pandemic. You can start to see that the only real way is hyperinflation. The only real way is to continue to print money, and goods and services are going to get more expensive. You're going to experience that everywhere in your life, and you can already start to see it. And for us here in Australia, in January, February, March, I believe that things are going to start to get a little bit more expensive as the JobKeeper stimulus is wound up. And then as of March, if JobKeeper just stops, like cut, you're going to see an almost fire sale of small businesses where they're just trying really, really hard to stay afloat, to keep money rolling in. And then from there, you're going to see either more stimulus, which I think is what's going to happen when the government sees what's happening to small businesses and people struggling. They're going to step in again, which is going to be more printing, more free money, more handouts from the government. But if that doesn't happen, the alternative is that everything is going to get really expensive. So small businesses are going to jack their prices up 30%, 40%, 50%, 100%. Getting your hair done or getting your hair cut is going to go from costing men $20-$30 to costing $60 to $100, which you're probably thinking, I go to a barber in America and it's like $10, or you might be in another part of the world and you go to a barber and it is $100 already. I don't know. I've got a really cool barber that I go to, and I'm very overdue for a haircut and a shave, and it cost me $30 in 2020. So that's what you're going to start to see. It's either going to go one of two ways, but either way, there is going to be more stimulus globally. There's going to be more credit, and like I shared in yesterday's video, there is going to be a lot of stimulus and a lot of change in the global financial markets. A lot of these different markets that traders used to make money from are going to be dead, like the interest market. There is no way to trade interest rates if interest rates are negative. I mean, there's still potential to make money there. That's not entirely true. If there's a discrepancy in price between 2 points, there's always a way to make a trade to make money. But gone are the days when it's like the golden days of making money there. So that's what leads me to believe that Bitcoin has had a bit of a pullback. A lot of the different factors there, but I also believe, looking at the stimulus, looking at what's going on in the marketplace, that we are going to continue to push forward. We're going to continue to have a lot of stimulus happen, which is going to be pumped into all markets, not just cryptocurrency. And as I've said before, a rising tide raises all ships. So once BTC continues to rise, and all the altcoins will end up going with it, just like the rest of the world. Once printing is global, whether it be all of the central banks come together as one, and they all agree to print 50% of GDP, as mentioned in Raul's podcast in yesterday's video, which I'd strongly recommend going watching that. The link is down below. And then after that, gradually printing a set amount of GDP per year. That is a way to stabilize the money supply globally. But like Raul said, the reality is the governments will cheat and lie and do the opposite of what they say they're doing. So it's going to cause an exuberant amount of printing of money globally. So I'm super excited. You can tell I'm super excited for the hyperinflation. I'm super excited to see how all of this plans out. And then finally, we have like a really good visual overview of Bitcoin and its path to new highs. So back in the start of November, we had Square's Cash App reports huge amounts of Bitcoin trading revenues. And then from there, we had billionaire Stanley Druckenmiller bets on Bitcoin, puts a massive amount of his personal wealth in a bet into Bitcoin. Then we had, nearing towards the middle of November, JP Morgan reports praises Bitcoin, which is really ironic given if you've been around this space for a long time. JP Morgan has been saying a lot of bad stuff about Bitcoin for a very long time, even to the point where they would fire people that work for them if they were found to have Bitcoin or be trading Bitcoin. Then PayPal announced that they're launching their cryptocurrency trading and the ability to buy and sell from within PayPal towards the mid-November. Then Grayscale's annual under management breaks $10 billion, which was another massive bit of news. Then we see the Van Eck launch of the Bitcoin ETN. And then towards the end of November, we see the Guggenheim Fund files to invest into BTC. OTC desks report record volumes, and the Alliance Bernstein praises Bitcoin on the 29th of October. So there's been a lot of really positive news from some big money here. And what I found really, really interesting as well from the Raul interview is cryptocurrency and the Bitcoin market is very tribal and it's full of technologists. And the majority of people here that have been around it for a long time don't want institutional money to be here because it'll ruin the space and yada, yada, yada. But the reality is the space, in order for the profits to continue to rise, in order for the kind of numbers to happen that we want, we need to have that money. That money is going to help grow this space, and it's going to create liquidity that this space needs in order to grow. So to see the month of November, it's almost like institutional month, looking at all of these different positive bits of information from all these massive firms and massive people in the Wall Street space. It is really, really cool to see. And it solidifies in my mind, while this is the absolute best time to get involved in cryptocurrency. I mean, I've been involved since 2013, and I still say that this is the best time. I still believe that there is massive amounts of wealth that can be created from this space. And it just takes jumping in with both feet, head first, and making a small bet that you're comfortable with making, and just watching it for the time that it takes to do its thing. Yeah, as always, I've really enjoyed making this video for you. This video is actually sponsored by BlockFi, and I've talked about it in another video or another couple of videos that if you do own cryptocurrency, one of the best ways for you to generate cash is to either loan your cryptocurrency out and get a certain amount per annum, which BlockFi allows you to do. You've got the ability to put your crypto to work with BlockFi and earn up to 8.6% per annum with your interest account. Now, if you sign up today, you get up to a $250 crypto bonus with a deposit of $25 or more. This is really cool. If you're wanting to earn some interest on your cryptocurrency or just get some more crypto, this is a great way to do this. I also mentioned if you are looking to borrow against your cryptocurrency, they allow you to do that. They charge you a very low interest rate of 4.5%. They will lend up to 50% of your cryptocurrency. So if you got $10,000, they will lend you up to $5,000 at a 4.5% interest rate, which is essentially in Australia what you are paying for a mortgage for a house, which is just absolutely crazy. And the loan is for 12 months. They're also backed by some of the biggest names in cryptocurrency: Morgan Creek Capital Management, Coinbase Ventures, Galaxy Digital, the Winklevoss Capital, and a few other ones that I can't pronounce. And that's it from me. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. You probably noticed when I started this video, I didn't have glasses on, and I do now. So for those who noticed, you noticed. Very good. And as always, I've really enjoyed making this video. I'm really pumped to be able to keep providing you this content and all the messages that I'm getting. I don't know why some of you are messaging me directly rather than just commenting on the video. Either way, I appreciate what you're saying that I'm doing good and that you're really enjoying it. But yeah, definitely leave me a comment and check out BlockFi below. Sign up and get yourself either some interest on your crypto that's sitting in your wallet earning you nothing, or take out a loan today to do some renovations on the house, or put a pool in, or do something cool. That's it from me today. Thanks again. I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's video. See ya.